Me and my partner, we've been together for about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half, and about 8 months ago or so, we had an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been a lot of feelings specifically on my end ever since. And I just want to ask you how I could talk to my boyfriend about it, and honestly, if our relationship could even survive something like this.
Tell me what you're feeling.
I mean, honestly, just kind of talking about the situation gets me kind of worked up.
Yeah. Did you not want to do this? Did you feel pressured to do this? Did you think it was one of those things that felt right at the right time at the time, and now you've come back to say, "Oh my God, what did I do?"
Yeah, well, I never imagined myself ever doing that, but, things happened, and
Well, let's don't say that. Let's
I
say
wasn't
that
exactly...
when you say they happened, what do
Sorry,
you
go
mean?
ahead.
What do you mean when you say they happened?
Yeah, me getting pregnant, I never imagined, even picture that ever happening, so it was just a huge shock in general. But in the moment, I obviously didn't want to be pregnant. I still feel pretty young and just not ready. But in general, I mostly did not want to get the abortion.
You said it was 8 months ago, so something I've heard over and over over the last couple of decades is people getting caught off guard by the encroachment of what would have been a due date.
I don't even think it's that really. It's just something that never leaves my mind, really.
Yeah. Tell me about
It's bothered
talking to
me a
him.
lot.
Yeah, I can hear it. Who have you told? Who are you able to talk about with this?
The only person that knew about it is my best friend, but I don't really see her much, and, she's going through her own thing, so I haven't talked about it with her since it happened, so I haven't really talked to anybody about it.
Okay. So the great David Kessler, who wrote what I think is the most important book on grief ever written, has a line that I remember that I use in my life on a daily, weekly basis. Here's the line: grief demands a witness. When you're sad about something, when you're heartbroken about something, when you feel like, I can't believe what I've done, I can't believe where I found myself, you simply have to find a person, a group of people that you can sit down with and say, hey, this is what happened. Holding that in, or in the way I say it, secrets will kill you. You don't sleep, you don't eat. Like the luster of life is gone. You don't laugh as deeply as you did. It's just there's no flavor left, right?
Yeah.
Here's a big concern for me. Why can't you talk to your boyfriend about this? If he's your partner, if he's your guy, why can't you talk to him about this? Did he pressure you into doing this?
I guess you could say that in a way, but I was on board with it. It's not like I ever told him, no, I'm not doing this. You know what I mean?
Why didn't you tell him no?
Well, here's the other thing. I also feel a lot of anger towards him as well. That's another reason I can't really talk to him about it, is because I guess I'm just angry that when I told him about it, he was just instantly like, okay, we need to schedule an abortion. You know what I mean? If he was the type of guy who was could be happy for the both of us, because obviously that was a lot for me to take in, but if he could be happy for the both of us, if he could be you're strong, you can do this, we can do this, it would have been a whole different story.
Yeah.
So I have resentment towards him a lot.
Yeah. And if you felt yourself scared and alone, you say you're 23, so you were 22 at the time, is that right?
No, this was actually, yeah. This actually happened. Like the abortion happened a week before my birthday. So.
Okay. So you find yourself terrified and scared and young and alone and 22. How old's your boyfriend?
He is 26.
Okay. So older guy by 3 or 4 years. Says, hey, this is what's happening. We're not discussing this. This is happening. And all of a sudden you're scared and alone and not able to tell anybody. And you find yourself on a river racing out to the ocean. And here we are.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I could really go to him and be like, hey, this is your fault because, you know, you hopped on board. You know what I mean? Like, this is my decision too. But
it's both and. And I think that's fair to take ownership. You played a role. And also to understand, man, I wish things would have been different. What are you sad? What are you most sad about?
I mean, the whole thing was just extremely, extremely traumatizing. Like, not even just the pain of it, but just, I mean, it feels like a loss.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it okay for me to say it was a loss?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was.
It was. And I think honoring it as such is important for your healing. Can I ask you some?
What do you think I should do?
Well, I think that means a couple of things. One is you have to properly grieve this loss. And if over the last year you've had images pop into your head of you holding a baby, if you've started referring to baby by name, then you've got to treat it with that level of seriousness.
And just kind of ignored the situation or tried to.
You can't. It'll overtake you. And by the way, you're not crazy. I've heard this over and over and over throughout my life. And it would be a lie if I said, I always have heard this. I haven't. I've talked to people who made this same decision and they just moved on with their life. But yeah, I've heard it a number of times. You have to, and by the way, it doesn't matter what I've heard. I'm sitting here talking to you. You've got to grieve this loss for what it was. It's a big loss. The second thing is you're done with this relationship, Maya. You know that and I know that.
What do you mean?
I mean, you resent him. You can't talk to him. There's a power differential here. You're in awe, and not in awe like wonder, like a sunset or God, but you're in awe like you resent being that he's driving this boat and you're stuck in the back of the boat. This isn't a partnership. The fact that you can't sit down, how long have y'all been together? You say a year and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that you can't sit down and say, I'm really hurting this bad. I'm this angry with you. I'm this frustrated with you. I'm this heartbroken. That you can't have that conversation tells me all I need to know about the state of your relationship. That also suggests that...
besides what happened, like we do have a good relationship. Like he's good to me. He treats me well.
I don't think he does. I don't believe you, and here's why. If he did, you could tell him hard things.
But what if that's like just like a me thing, you know? Like I want to run from my emotions. I don't really want to face them.
Maybe. Is that true? Or have you found yourself with a guy that is unsafe for you to be completely honest with?
I'd like to think it's me.
Have you always blamed yourself?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Maybe it is a little bit. And maybe this is the guy of your dreams. I don't hear that, but maybe. I don't know you all that well.
Yeah.
But if he is, and this is 100% your fault, which I don't buy for a second, then he has a right to know that you're this upset, that you're hurting this bad. And he may surprise you and say, my God, me too. What have we done? Or he may say, I would never have done this. I thought this is what you wanted to do. And you may have learned a harrowing lesson that I will never have experienced anything again where I'm not heard. Or I will always follow my gut from this moment forward. And that's part of the grieving process is, who am I going to become now? How am I going to find meaning in what happened, and how is that going to inform who I become down the road? And by the way, who I become is a series of what are the things I'm going to do. I'm going to go get a counseling degree and sit with hurting people. I'm going to start a Facebook group for people considering terminating pregnancy. I'm going to sit with folks who've just gone through this because I know how hard it is and how scary it is. I'm going to fill in the blank. I'm going to go be an architect, for crying out loud. I'm going to build stuff. Like, who am I going to be now?
Yeah.
Can I just say that I'm glad that you're here?
Yeah.
I'm glad that you called. And your pain is real, and your pain hurts, and I wouldn't wish this situation on my worst enemy, but I'm glad that I'm honored that you brought it here and let me sit with you for a bit. What's your takeaway from this call? What are you going to go do?
Well, it was really nice to talk to someone about it, because I've been trying to find anybody too, but...
Okay. I'm going to hook you up with... I'm going to hook you up with BetterHelp, okay, for 3 months for free. So you can talk to a licensed counselor, okay?
Really?
And I want you to put a date on the calendar this week when you sit down with boyfriend. And it's probably going to be better for you to write everything out. And you can read it to him. But say, I need you to sit in this with me. And I want you to be really honest. If you haven't talked to him about how you feel about stuff, about your anger and your resentment and your frustration, how you wish things have gone differently. And yes, that's you owning your part in this. You had a decision too. But I want you to be honest. If you haven't been fully open with him, because it's not safe to do so, physically, emotionally, psychologically, or he's your first big, serious boyfriend and you can't imagine your life without him, so you just squash your feelings like you've done your whole life, you owe it to yourself and you owe it to your future self to find somebody that you can sit and practice taking ownership and speaking your mind and your heart out to the world, okay? Your voice matters, Maya, now more than ever.
Thank you.
And your pains and your hurts and your feelings are worth being heard, okay?
Yeah.
And if nothing else, take from this moment, you will start trusting Maya from this point forward, okay?
Okay.
Listen to me. Your grief is right, and your grief is good, and I'll sit here with you and honor it. Do you want to do something pretty wild? You may not be prepared for this, and that's okay, maybe a few weeks. But I think it's worth writing a letter to that kid. And I always recommend people write letters to anyone that they feel like they've lost. Parents, siblings, kids.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, it will be. And don't do that without a professional, okay? I think you should do it with a counselor. Okay? It'll be very hard. All this is going to be hard moving forward. Having a conversation with boyfriend's going to be hard. All of it's going to be hard. But can we be honest? Just sitting here for a year, not saying anything to anybody, that's really hard too, isn't it? Yeah. Let's find one person. Let's find 2 people. Let's find 5 people where our voice can be heard, okay?
Okay.
Deal?
You.
Okay. This week we talked to boyfriend and we're fully honest and fully open. And hang on the line here. I'm going to hook you up with my friends from BetterHelp.